So I've got to talk about Franz Joseph Haydn. I want to share with you some of my favorite symphonies by Haydn. And for all those of you who think that Haydn was a white supremacist or that his music represents white supremacy, his family was lower middle class. His father was a farmer, a wheelwright. His mother, she cooked in the kitchen of one of these palaces. And at that time, musicians and kitchen staff were seen on the same level. And Haydn, when he was in his teens and his voice broke, he was kicked out of St. Stephen's Cathedral and left out on the street. Spent about a decade going through some hard times. Luckily, through an acquaintance, he was able to find some housing. Then he studied music in his spare time, worked really hard to find himself a position, ended up with the Esterhazy House or Palace. But he is known as the godfather of the symphony. So I want to share with you my favorite symphonies by Haydn. And these are really great symphonies, really awesome pieces of music. Whether you like classical music or not, you're going to love these symphonies. Now, I think his earlier symphonies are somewhat weak. If you like maybe lighter classical music, you might like the early symphonies by Haydn. But I like his latter symphonies, starting with number 80, which is a real sleeper. So that's on my list. That's the first one on my list is Symphony number 80. It's in D minor, part of the Sturm und Drang movement before the Romantic period. But it's a really great piece, the Symphony number 80. Also on the list, Symphony number 82. So I'm focusing on the Paris and London symphonies as they're known. Symphony number 82 is called The Bear because it uses this drone device that was used at street carnivals, the circus, with these dancing bear acts. And you definitely notice that in the finale. Then we have the Symphony number 85. So Symphony number 80, Symphony number 85, and Symphony number 1, those are three sleeper symphonies by Haydn. Symphony number 85, Lorraine, or The Rain, was written in honor of Marie Antoinette. Now, I'll give you some of the key signatures here, too. So 85 is in B-flat major, 86 is in D major. And then we have 93, Symphony number 93. This is great. The second movement features a fart. I call this the fart symphony because in the second movement, Haydn uses a bassoon to mimic a fart. Lasts maybe about 3-4 beats. It's really funny. And Haydn was known to do that. He put these little tricks or these humorous moments in his symphonies, which just gives them so much flavor, so much color. So that's the Fart Symphony, Symphony number 93, and that's also in D major. It seems that he liked the key of D major. Then we have the Symphony number 90. I love the Symphony number 98. It's probably my favorite Haydn symphony. Starts out with this mysterious opening, almost like Beethoven's Fourth, but just a great symphony overall. And then we have the Symphony number 101, The Clock, which mimics a clock, especially in the second movement. But the first movement, the opening of the first movement, always reminds me, because I lived in Northern California, reminds me of being in the San Joaquin Valley when I took the train and we'd go through Lodi. I always think of the clock in Lodi. Have you ever been to Lodi? I think it's in the middle of the center of town or something. Then we have the Drum Roll Symphony, Symphony number 103. Now there's some honorable mentions. Symphony number 104, which follows. And then there's a debate between Symphony number 105, 106. 104 is the famous London Symphony. But I really like the Drum Roll Symphony. It starts out with a drum roll, a timpani roll. And it also has this mysterious opening that's done in the bassoons and I believe the cellos and maybe the double basses. It's just really cool. Really, really cool. So those are my list of symphonies by Haydn that I think you should check out. And there's a really cool release with Franz Bruggen. Now, the two conductors who really got Haydn were Antal Dorati and Franz Bruggen. I believe that Dorati was from Hungary and Bruggen was from from the Netherlands. But these two conductors really nail Haydn in these performances. Now, the Dorati performances, I believe, were recorded somewhere between the 1940s, early 1960s. So you can tell that there's definitely a change in the technology that was used to record this music at the time. But Franz Bruggen has these fantastic performances with the Symphony of the 18th Century Orchestra. And there's this really cool CD that has the picture of a crown coming out of water. And it features the Paris Symphony. Starts with number 82. Also has Symphony number 83, 84. So it goes from 82 to 87 on that disc. But I would get that disc just for the performances of 82, 85, and 86 alone. So if you find that CD, it's definitely well worth it. Franz Bruggen, the Paris Symphonies, 82 through 87. But I just thought I'd come here, do a fun video tonight, share with you my favorite Haydn symphonies. And you've got to hear this music. It's great music. Crank it. Let your neighbors hear it. Don't be afraid to let your neighbors hear it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time. Or you can find me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. You know how we do it here. This is where the past crashes with the present. This is the Cultural Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing we call the United States, and I'll catch you next time.